How
Oh,
now,
hey.
brown cow? How now, brown cow?
Red leather, yellow leather.
Hey.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Well, apparently
Are we
we're
on?
live.
Are we on
And
right now? I
we
don't
are
believe
on
so.
right now because I haven't found the button. There's the button. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Diz Idiots Podcast, the podcast that brings you news from around the world, Disney World, because Van still has not released his first episode yet, as good as I can tell, so I'm still stealing that. You know, I'm your host, Dozer. That's another host, Bruce. That's yet another host, Brian. We're just all hosts here today. And over there is our ghost host, the host with the most. And I pointed that way, but I really meant that way to nothing, but I suck. Oh, it's been a hot minute.
It's showtime.
Oh,
Sorry.
Beetlejuice.
Couldn't help it.
No one said the B word.
So I think we're good here. You know, welcome. How's everybody been? Anybody have some Disney updates that you have in your Disney life?
Who wants to fly in a private jet around the world?
Me, it's still a better savings than the Galactic Star Cruiser.
This is true.
It's more money and it's a better savings. Go figure.
This is all right. So
It's
I
an
didn't
actual
read the
luxury
full-
experience.
yeah, I didn't read the full article, but from what I've gathered, it's every Disney theme park.
Allow me, because I actually read not just the article. I went to the Adventures by Disney website.
Right.
It is a lot. I think it's $109,000 per person. You stop at basically every park. But not just that, they do other sites. You see the Taj Mahal, Eiffel Tower. There's another set. There's something else. I'm missing. Might be the Great Wall or something. But you stop
Wait a
at
minute,
other sites.
Time out. Those three right there. How much is it a person?
109,000.
109,000.
$109,000 per person. It's 75 seats, luxury, but that includes flights, meals, park tickets, the whole shebang. Remember, you're
Wait,
flying.
I thought it was $20,000 total. It's $109,000 a person. 109,000.
I'm almost positive. I will double check. I'm almost positive.
How is that less than Star Cruiser? 109.
I didn't say
Less than, he said it's a better value.
Oh, better value. Yeah, I'm like.
And
I said it's more money and better value.
True.
That's
But
the thing. It's an actual
you're-
luxury experience.
And you are living soaring around the world.
You're so it is 109. It's basically $110,000, but you start at in LA. Basically, you start in LA. The itinerary. You start at Disneyland. From Disneyland, it's Tokyo, and again, you start in Los Angeles, Anaheim. You have 3 days there. You go to San Francisco, where you can because there's things you didn't see. Then from LA, you go to San Francisco. You stay at Summit Skywalker Ranch.
Wow.
Yeah. 2 days to
Wow.
San Francisco. Then you fly to Tokyo. Then you have Tokyo Disney Sea. Then you go to Shanghai. Shanghai to Hong Kong. Hong Kong to Agra in India. Then that was it. The Great Pyramids. Great Pyramids of Giza. That was it. Then you go to Cairo, Paris, or then end in Orlando.
Excuse me one sec while I liquidate my 401k.
24 days. And again, 24 days.
That's
all meals included.
insane.
Listen, it's a lot of money. There's no doubt about that. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, but this is it's 75 people max. 24 days, 68 meals, 31 sites.
And I have the strangest feeling.
10 times more than the Star Cruiser, which is 3 days.
I'm going to say I have the strangest feeling that when you get to a Disney park, because you will be accompanied by a Adventures by Disney guide, because it is technically an Adventures by Disney vacation.
Right.
And I also have a feeling a certain plaid vest may be joining you at most of those parks as well.
I
And
believe so. You are allowed. There's certain things that you read into it. Certain things there's some more free time built in if you choose. Sometimes it's choose to go on tours, but you're right. I mean, this is primo.
this is the true skip the line experience, because I doubt you're waiting in a line.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna for that kind of money.
And
There's no way.
they're
I think there's like maybe one day you're guaranteed a tour guide, or 1 or 2 days, and there's like another day you can either go into the park or you can go explore the sites. But it's just like you're right. This is the premier 75 slots. So this is the premier.
Yeah. This does not bother me. The Galactic Star Cruiser bothered me. This doesn't bother me because this is not advertised to you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, advertised to us because of our Disney fandom, but it's not advertised to us. It's not for us.
I believe the first dibs you've had to gone on. If you've gone on Adventures by Disney before, you get first crack.
Okay.
That's how luxury this is.
Trip starting at. I'm just looking at the trip pricing. It says for $109,000, that would make more sense for everyone in the group. I can't imagine it's
do you know how much it costs to fly a plane?
True.
Trip price starting from 109. Again, look at this. Look at how you book. The first dibs, if you've gone on at least 3 Adventure by Disney tours, those get the people who get the first crack at this. This is for the elite of the elite. This is for the rich and famous and powerful. This is for people not like us. Because hey, if we got lucky, I'd mortgage my friggin' house to go.
Okay, this is all right. Here it is. Minimum age is 12. Double occupancy pricing shown. So the 109 is double occupancy. Single supplement starts at 10,000 a person. That makes more sense. I was there's no way an individual person has $100,000 just to drop and say, yeah.
Oh no. What that says is an individual person pays $119,000.
Yeah.
If you're a couple, you pay $218,000.
No, it says double occupancy. So
yes, it is based off of every room you stay in. You will be paired up with someone sleeping in the room with you.
Ah. Okay.
Cruise line booking.
Single or double. In Anaheim, 1 king bed or 2 queens. San Francisco, 1 king bed, twin bed with limited rollaway beds available. Tokyo, 1 double bed, 2 twin beds. Shanghai, 2 doubles. Hong Kong, 2 double. Agra, 1 king, 2 twin. Cairo, 1 king, 2 twin. Paris, 1 double, 2 double. Florida, 1 king, 2 queen.
And I'm going to take a guess because I've not really looked at it. You're not staying at the All-Star.
It has not said, but you get to stay at Skywalker Ranch for Christ's sake.
You know what? Yeah.
That's the kind of thing. You get to see some of the biggest sights of the world. I mean, this is something unique. And I have a feeling this isn't something they're going to offer every year.
And the hotel for Orlando is Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa.
Yeah. That's everything you need to know.
Oh yeah. Here are the accommodations. California Hotel, Grand Californian, the Summit Skywalker, Tokyo Disneyland Hotel, Shanghai Disneyland Hotel, Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel, the Orberio Arma Villas.
Whatever the top hotel is in Paris.
Marriott in Cairo, Disney's Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel in Paris, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa.
It's whatever's the most expensive resort in each
theme
one,
park.
I bet.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that the Grand Floridian is the most expensive because there's a Waldorf Astoria and a Four Seasons there.
But those aren't Walt Disney hotels though.
Yeah, but they're nicer.
They're not Walt Disney hotels. I have a feeling when you're paying this kind of money that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just going to say, at that kind of money for the Grand Floridian, I better not be in one of the outbuildings. I better be in the main lobby building.
I have a feeling this is again, this is posh. The way they're doing this, you got to have the cash to put up. They're going to treat you good.
They may even put them up in the new villas at Grand Floridian.
No.
Well, no, you're right. Those are DVCs. Just kidding.
They could, but I doubt they're going to do anything DVC. Because why? These aren't people who need to cook.
Right.
They're not cooking.
Well, it's not DVC because that would be different. Again, you're only staying for only a few days. You're only a few days at each location. You think it's 24 days. That's a lot. You're traveling the world. It really is not that much.
And I say this to people all the time. I say, you stay at a DVC resort. You're staying at a deluxe accommodation. It is the best of the best in Disney. But it's not 5-star.
Right.
A concierge standard room in the Grand Floridian is way more closer to 5-star than any DVC room you can book. But even
they already got you with DVC. They don't have to need to. That's why this is luxury. But still, if you really map it out, it's much more better value than Galactic Star Cruiser.
This is true.
Can't help but harp on that. Sorry.
Well, the Galactic Star Cruiser, as some people are reporting, is not doing so hot.
Oh,
shocking! I know.
I feel so bad for them.
At the end of the day, I am neither surprised nor shocked. And I can honestly see it more. If it continues on a downward trend, it is going to morph to just a Beyond Deluxe hotel.
I'm just going to say it. Chapek is there crying into his hot tub full of champagne right now.
Dom Perignon probably too.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, Clara, take your pick. He's crying into his hot tub of champagne. Oh, but woe is me.
All right. So, have you guys looked at the itinerary for this thing?
Yeah.
Did you see what was all in the Orlando part of the trip?
No, I didn't look that in depth. I just looked at where they were going.
Okay, so it's just one day at Magic Kingdom. You get breakfast at Be Our Guest restaurant.
You get breakfast at a restaurant that I don't think serves breakfast.
Behind the scenes monorail tour. Wait. Lunch in the Magic Kingdom Park. So you get breakfast at Be Our Guest, and under here for lunch it says enjoy an included lunch at leisure at any of our amazing dining options throughout. So they give you basically
get a coupon.
It is called carte blanche.
Then you get and it says let's see, Marvel. Oh no, it just says Festival Fantasy Parade. Doesn't just says Marvel at the parade. Doesn't say anything about select area or anything like that. It just says, hey, there's a parade that day.
Twice, probably.
Yeah, it says continue exploring Magic Kingdom on your own exploration. This one's great. Dinner in Magic Kingdom Park. Join up with your fellow adventurers to share stories from your day amid the magic while you dine on a delicious meal in the park. Doesn't specify where. It's hey, you're on your own.
My guess... Well, I can't think of any in the Magic Kingdom Park. My guess for that one would be a specialty event dining venue. Like when I've had dinner on Indiana Jones or dinner in the Great Movie Ride.
I want to mention what doesn't fit 75, but yes.
Have they ever done that in Florida? I know they've done that in. Oh yeah.
They have. It's again, it could be that. It could be something where you are in a parking lot, but you're in a catered tent with specific. And when I say dining, when they do catered dining, it's okay. Here's our prime rib. Oh, I'm sorry. That 90-pound pile's for all of you. Oh, you don't want prime rib? Here's veggie burgers. You don't want that? Pick a chicken, any chicken. That one's named Fred.
Place your order with this chef. He is also the executive chef at Victoria and Albert's.
Yeah, that would be my guess. But even still, that's Orlando again. Or who cares about Orlando? Most people going on this are probably in the Magic Kingdom. That's not what you're paying for. That's part of it.
I mean, it includes all 4 parks, which is nice. I'm scrolling through. So that's like the first day's Magic Kingdom, and then so the Animal Kingdom day sounds pretty neat. So
Animal Kingdom has. Please tell me you're doing the safari walk.
Well, it says morning. So you just get there in the morning and just on your own, Animal Kingdom Park, and then it says breakfast at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park with Dr. Park Penning. Enjoy a private breakfast at Satuli Canteen, where you will be joined by a special guest, Dr. Mark Penning, Vice President of Animal Science and Environment for Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, whose role includes overseeing animal care and related experiences at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park.
So a pure nobody who has no authority in Disney, you'll be having breakfast there.
It says, and then there's the Kilimanjaro Safari with Animal Program Expert. So you'll get a private guided tour.
Honestly, this is wow.
I think on that one, you'll be in one of the side vehicles that does not necessarily follow the track.
Yeah.
That's a separate tour you can pay for.
Doesn't talk about Galaxy's Edge at all. It just says afternoon on your own in Hollywood Studios. So it's you're on your own.
Shocked they're not just throwing in a script
Brian,
on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Again, you're saying you're on your own. You are focusing on the wrong thing here.
I know.
You're trying to make it sound like it's not a value because, you're on your own for that. One, you don't know you don't have your own tour guide. They may not tell you that. Two, again, you're on your own at a park they're assuming most people have been to once.
True. Now, for Epcot, you do get a VIP viewing for Harmonious. So that's good.
Yeah, because VIP viewing really only matters, frankly, for nothing, but that's beside the point.
And we all know, and the VIP seating is right there by, port of entry.
The biggest thing about that is it is the one thing that I feel needs the VIP seating the most because all the Gen Pop standing areas have trees. Lots of them. I don't know whoever designed this park to view a fireworks show in the center, but there's always a tree in your way. Always.
Almost always.
Well, especially now that there are places you have to pay for to watch it.
Well, again, there are a lot of things here. Think about this. 75 people. That's it on a luxury jet.
Yeah.
Most flights have hundreds of people on them. You have 75 max. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this it's expensive. And Disney wouldn't be running it if they weren't making a profit off of this. But damn, there's a value in here.
And there's obviously a market for this too. I mean, clearly they wouldn't come up with this out of their left field.
They have a market tested this 5 times over because for all you remember, this could be for people for other countries. Maybe they haven't been to Magic Kingdom. You're getting a bit of everybody.
Having talked to several people who have just worked the VIP tours, who I know Bruce also knows quite well, there's more than a market for this. There are just regular rich.
Yeah.
And by rich, I'm meaning maybe 20 to 30 million in the bank, which I know that's a lot of money, but in the world of rich people, that's basically getting coins out of your couch.
That's the thing. It's not from people like us, but this is this is designed and frankly, if I was loaded, no problem. It's the time off that would be the problem, but sign me up.
And it's really geared towards that 20 to 30 million crew.
It is
because you go much higher than that. These guys aren't interested in being in a private jet. They have a private jet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Yo, for us, there's things on here that are just on my bucket list, period. Just go to Tokyo Disney Sea is on my bucket list, which may be happening next year anyway. That's just on my bucket list alone, let alone all the parks in one trip.
That's true. That's true.
Skywalker Ranch.
Thank you, Skywalker.
Yeah.
Staying at the Skywalker Ranch. Are you fanboys who would give their left arm for this? This is really something special.
Yeah, I know it's something special. Believe me, it's just sometimes Bob Chapek likes to charge a premium and you don't get what you pay for.
Yes, but they are that is the premium for the normies.
Adventure by Disney has a very, very loyal following. And they don't want to fuck with that.
This is true.
I have looked at Adventures by Disney, and most of their pricing makes me cry.
Mm-hmm.
I know, because I've thought about doing one, and
they're already luxury. That's why you're right. Maybe this isn't what it's cracked up to be, but frankly, again, just getting to go. My buddy's moving to Japan in a month. They're on their honeymoon in Africa right now. They're moving to Japan for 14 months. And I'm already planning on going to see them because just going to Japan and seeing some of the video locations, or just go to Tokyo Disney, is on my bucket list. And this is your bucket list is nothing to us. Nothing.
Oh no, it's Godzilla!
Well, yeah, imagine me sleeping on a twin bed. I've done it before, but yikes.
Bruce, I'm worried for you.
What? I know.
I've listened to you bitch after you did a cross-country flight.
Yeah, I know. Again, this is still early planning stages. It may not materialize. I will be heavily medicated to do this.
Bruce flies to Tokyo in coach.
Bruce flies to Tokyo in coach. Sir, what are those? These are elephant tranquilizers. I said no to the horse. I asked for hippo. They said you don't need that much, sir.
Bruce comes out as a can of Spam. Bruce, you're looking a little square today.
What's wrong? My kneecaps smell. It should not be as funny as it is, but it's hysterical.
No, but we're touching on Chapek, and apparently there is some feeling that people are worried about him, even though business is booming right now.
Look at those stock prices; it's like a roller coaster.
Hey, I tell you what, I mean, what are we up to now? Share? I mean, it was down to like $100.
Yeah, that was even 90 at one point.
It's those one stock I have. I don't look at my value on it. One, because if I lose money on it, something really hit the fan. Because I bought my share for $10.
Yeah.
If I bought one share for $10. I currently have like $600 worth of stock. So,
well, it's one of those things. My one buddy sends me the things about them, and I'm like, that looks fun for a roller coaster.
But, and some of this ties into what host of WDW Today, Logan, I'm going to try to pronounce your last name, was saying. Now,
Logan Secula?
Yeah. Now, I follow him on Facebook. I don't fully agree with a lot of his opinions that aren't related to Disney. But in that, he kind of tried to attribute the failure of Lightyear to a problem that's been accosting Disney in general lately, which is...
Rise of the Resistance?
No.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Go woke, go broke.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, 50% of your viewing base is conservative. One, I think your numbers are skewed there because a Pixar movie is skewing younger.
What's woke about Lightyear? Fill me in.
One, it's Disney. I know several conservative people that have sworn off all things Disney. But two, there are a couple times where, like, Lightyear comes back from his mission and he goes to one of the female star cadets or whatever. Oh, how's your wife?
Oh my god! Oh,
I know.
my gosh,
I know.
the worst.
It's
How
such
dare
such a
he.
sin. We're acknowledging that gay people exist. It's a terrible, terrible sin. Disney cannot do that. It's going to confuse the poor children. Yet we have shows with talking airplanes.
And they did it in June.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I think there's also a scene where the two moms kiss.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but that's what I've heard. That people
The first thing the only thing I saw was somebody was the asking of how's your wife, and I'm like, who cares? Like, this is so.
I can understand a certain thing from like a toddler perspective of like people being confused, but it's everywhere now. That was like 40 years ago. I'm going back. I can understand like a 40-year-old ideology of. I can understand a certain ideology, but again, we're not in 2022. I'm talking about people in 1960.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, because everybody wants to, and can be an authority on this one. Everybody sits there and goes, how do I explain this to my kids? Guess what? You don't have to.
If I
They don't notice. They don't care. You don't have to explain anything.
Yep.
If I may, Mrs. Lovejoy, won't somebody think of the children? You're right. They don't care. There's things in movies. There's movies out there. I never noticed these. I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. There's certain things I watched as a kid, as an adult. I go, oh my! The Muppet Show has to have an advisory on Disney Plus. But because there's things
Country Bear Jamboree. Country Bear.
No, Brian, don't, Bob. Hi, Chapek, over here. Don't listen to that man. We don't speak for him. You leave the Country Bears alone. Leave them alone, Bob. Don't you take the bears from me.
But no.
Yes, Brian, you are right. All the men that turn me on, turn me down. Eat lyrics in front of me.
Blood on the ground.
Oh, Tears will be the chaser for your wine. Sorry, does it go on?
The shit we watched as kids is terrible.
Rocco.
I mean, Little Mermaid. Anyone notice the priest?
Everything's better down where it's wetter.
But see, the problem with that is the accent. Alan Menken wrote a song that you can't possibly sing without the accent because, that's why it's hotter under. What sounds better, hotter under the water or hotter under the water?
Okay, a New Yorker ain't singing the song. Got it. There's not enough fucks in it anyway.
Under the sea.
I mean, yeah, they've had so many subliminal messaging since we were kids.
But that was also an animator thing, which who knows could be coming back with Pixar. They were pretty peeved with the Disney Plus stuff, and frankly, Brian mentioned before our show, folks, about Lightyear flopping. But frankly, part of the reason I think some of these are flopping in theaters, people realize I don't have Multiverse of Madness. I don't have to go in a month. It's here.
Yeah.
It's not. It is Disney. It's own way. Bob's Burgers just announced its movie coming to Hulu. I paid to see it in the theaters. I loved it, but people are realizing I don't have to go.
Yeah,
Theaters
right.
do all that. It's just going to come to me. I just got to be patient.
And here's the thing: if more movies could get behind it, and you have a 3 to 6 month blackout as you do now. But I could get behind the premium rental fee to watch it at home. That never bothered me. I know that bothered some people, but as somebody with a child who can't get out to the movies when I want to go, I don't mind that. If I could go, I could watch Multiverse of Madness, $30. That's what I'd spend at the movies for Meg and I to go. So why not?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It was a DreamWorks one. It was The Bad Guys. I've seen ads for it. It was a $20 rental, $30 to purchase if you wanted it. You buy it for $30 right now. But I agree with you. I have a problem if every movie's doing that and there's nothing to watch. I have a problem with that. But they don't do that on streaming. It's a movie or two at a time. But I agree with you.
Right.
Why shouldn't I have the right to do that if I'm already paying for the subscription service? Because I realize most people are realizing I'm not anti-movie. I shouldn't say again. I'm not anti-movie theater. I love going to the movies, but it's expensive, and not everyone has that kind of time.
Well, as you talked about before the show, you don't need the big screen to see Bob's Burgers. Like, that could be just as good on your TV at home.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, Top Gun Maverick, that needs an IMAX.
You need IMAX. Yeah. Why you pulled that out of there, I'll have no idea. I will say this, though, side note, seeing Bob's Burgers in the theater was only made better. The woman behind me I thought the movie was funny. The woman behind me was having the time of her life. The theater laughed out loud. She got busted so often. I was like, you're my new best friend. I like you. Anyway, but yeah, you can see a lot of these movies at home. People have bigger TVs than they used to. It doesn't lose anything. But you're right. Certain theaters are meant to be seen in the theater. Certain movies. Yes, certain theaters are meant to go to the theater for.
And, you know,
IMAX.
I think theaters, there are a lot of good ways theaters can adapt, and they are. One, as more and more theaters are becoming the full-service theaters, or they got the big recliners like this, it's wonderful. Or more of the theaters are leaning towards the live events showing.
Yeah.
Why would I pay $60 to watch AEW Double or Nothing when I can go to the movie theater, watch it for 10 to 15 with people, which makes it better? And a lot of the boxing and at UFC and wrestling events, the prices are astronomical.
How about Fathom events? I can go watch opera. Some musicals have been filmed. You can go watch them in a theater.
I think that's really the future of theater buildings, and I think they will also be. So, I don't know if they have them wherever you guys are, because they don't have many locations. We have Alamo Drafthouse here. So that is like our boutique theater. That is started in Texas.
I've been to those. I love those Alamo Drafthouse.
It's basically a movie tavern type concept, but the previews, like before the movie, all the ads they're showing are all these custom made shit that is more or less like you are watching. Oh, what was the word? Why can't I? Be Kind Rewind. What did they call it? Sweeted. It's almost like you're watching sweeted versions of the movie.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
That's awesome.
When we went to see Infinity War at Alamo Drafthouse, we essentially got a sweeted version of the MCU up to that point.
That's pretty cool.
And
like it's acted with action. It's fucking hilarious.
Because honestly, around here, the dine-ins are AMC. A lot of the reclining ones are still AMC. There's only one. It's called CMX or CTX. I saw the Batman. There were no commercials. You sat down. The first thing that played on that screen in front of me was the trailer of Bob's Burgers. The trailers just started. And literally, a minute later, the Batman was playing in front of me. I was like, what just happened here? Different. It is a kind of eat-in theater, but the ordering worked differently. But I was just stunned. I was like, that's a new kind of thing. I didn't know you could go without watching 25 minutes of ads and trailers.
Yeah, and see, like, no matter where around here, it's all like AMC, Regal, and it's always like whenever a showtime says like 2:00, the movie doesn't start until like 2:45.
Ridiculous! It's awful.
Yeah,
awful. That's why this theater, they didn't have many showings for certain ones, but that's like, this is fantastic. Wait a minute, I don't have to watch commercials that I don't care about. I didn't know it was possible anymore.
And another way Alamo is doing it right is one, they also show classic movies.
Nice.
And they're like $8. You could go see Back to the Future. They brought that back, and all their non-matinee shows and some of the matinee shows are strictly no kids.
Oh, that's nice.
No kids. and they will eject you for talking. So if you're talking loudly enough, you'll get one warning. Second time, you're gone.
Oh, they do have an Alamo by me, but I'm not going to New York to watch the movies.
No. They have it right. They have the right formula. Also, they have like 25 beers on tap, which doesn't suck.
Nice.
Because their full name's Alamo Drafthouse, so they better have a lot of beer.
Yeah.
So I think that's the future of theaters.
I agree. Yeah. Listen, we all know AMC. They're struggling. The one I went to was actually really sad. It used to be a Premier Theater, Williams Lowe's, Starplex. When they closed for years, Starplex bought them. AMC bought Starplex. There were holes in the ceiling. The seats are falling apart. I'm like, what happened? This is sad. It was honestly, it was sad. We got there a little closer to preview starting, but I was like, this is just sad sitting here.
And it's weird for me because AMC has never really been a part of my life. Because for most of my movie-going time, the theaters I had near me were all Regals. Down here, it's Regal and Cinemark.
See, we went to see Top. Now, when we went to go to Universal, we saw Top Gun down at Universal. I think that was a Cinemark theater. Is it, Bruce, do you know offhand?
I thought it was
Universal.
an AMC.
AMC's
AMC's at Disney.
Is it? I still thought it was AMC. Hold on. Let's look.
Could be AMC.
But anyway, they had an awesome movie theater. We had reclinable seats.
It's Cinemark, Universal Cinemark.
Yeah, that was an awesome theater, and they had the Screen X for Top Gun, which is sort of like IMAX, but it's like a panoramic.
I know what you're talking about. I've actually seen things at a Cinemark like that.
It starts off as a normal theater, and then like certain moments of the film, the screens like spread out to like 180.
The last time I was in that theater, it was, midnight, and we were watching Rocky Horror.
Ooh. But I think more and more places should have the rotation of older movies.
Yeah.
Because you right now are complaining that they took Top Gun Maverick out of the IMAX.
All IMAXs became Jurassic World. That was my dad's one request. I'm like, what the heck?
I can almost guarantee you, up until the point they can no longer show it, Udvar-Hazy is probably still showing Top Gun, so you can come down here and take him to it.
I'm hoping Jurassic Park will leave when they'll put it back in. I'm really hoping.
But a lot of the IMAXs around here, they'll rotate through some older movies occasionally. Because, especially with IMAX, I feel like that's just something that should come back every so often.
You have certain things. How about doing a double feature with Top Gun and then Top Gun Maverick?
Well, I gotta find the article, but I just read somewhere that next year they're releasing Jaws and E.T. in the IMAX.
Well, you had me with one, and then you lost me by the letters of
Who
E.T.
wants E.T.?
I don't know.
Now, Jaws and Poltergeist.
Or even Jaws, maybe Back to the Future. Let me double check. It might be Jaws and Back to the Future.
Here's the thing. Jaws and Back to the Future, I don't really care about the bigger screen. I want that remastered sound for that 98:1 super surround sound they got going on there. The 3D sound or whatever they're calling it.
Oh, it's because it's Amblin Entertainment, so it's Steven Spielberg's behind it. So he's releasing 2 of his films in the IMAX.
Of course.
E.T. and Jaws.
He wants more money.
Jurassic World is leaving for freaking Minions in IMAX. Unbelievable.
You don't want to watch Minions in IMAX? Why is that even in IMAX?
I know.
Me and the Minions are at an impasse currently. I'm not happy.
Is it regarding Universal Studios?
Shh, too soon. I have many good memories of Monsters Cafe. Too soon. Too much Minions.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like they're making a Minions area.
More or less, they're gonna have the Villain Con. Oh, did I say that out loud? Not that's a consider. A Minions Cafe is what it's definitely becoming. It's fine. Listen, frankly, I'll be honest. They was running. Monsters was open less and less. Monsters was an overflow restaurant, which is odd considering it's the only eatery on that side of the park. But that's beside the point. Simpsons was the go-to.
Yeah.
As long as they don't take the soda machine away. It's not in the restaurant. There's soda machine. They have a freestyle machine that's outside of the Monsters Cafe. As long as that's where it belongs, because it's in the pathway. Because they sell the freestyle cups. It's perfect. It's just right there in the pathway. Some occasions there's a line, but there's 3. I think there's 2 or 3 machines. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very useful because we got those refillable mugs when we were down there, and I was like, this is nice.
I like that. I wish Disney could do one mug to rule them all. I could refill it at the resort. I could refill it at the park.
They should. I don't know why they haven't.
Because Universal, you can.
I don't. Even with the hotel, I've seen the Cabana Bay mug, but mostly they're pushing whatever is the event that they're selling the mugs for. Usually when I go down, it's a particular event.
But no, because we bought our mugs at the hotel, and they're just like, just use them in the parks and refill them up and everything here.
The way it should be, because there's freestyle. There's at least 2 or 3 freestyles around the parks. I don't know about Volcano Bay, so it's a little different because it's a water park.
Right.
Tapu.
What Disney needs to do, though, at least with the resort mugs, especially at the bigger resorts, they need more beverage stations.
You're reading my mind. I was just about to start bringing that up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to traverse the universe for a mug, for a glass of even Powerade. Oh, by the way, by the time you get back to your room, you'll have drank it.
Yeah.
I don't know where I could have refilled my mug at Boardwalk. I think I literally had to leave the hotel and go to the boardwalk to refill it.
Could have been. It's Boardwalk. As much Boardwalk is a very interestingly designed hotel.
Mm-hmm. It's weird because it has the nightlife area of the Boardwalk, but that's also all the amenities of the resort. And I'm like, I don't want to go outside. When I'm staying at the deluxe resort, I'm staying there because I don't want to be outside. I want air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
But, there's just so much weird going on in Disney. And here's just a headline I read on All Ears. Why you won't use Walt Disney World transportation.
Why you won't use it?
Yeah.
Because it sucks now.
Because I want to get to my park in less than an hour?
Yeah, who said that? It made it terrible. I don't know how. I don't know why, but they really... And also, I think we touched on this. Minis are coming back because they were selling them and I guess realized, let's keep them.
I don't mind the minivans.
I don't know why they got rid of them.
It was
never mind. I do.
A flat fee Uber? I thought that was a genius idea.
Honestly, the transportation is so bad, I'd pay the extra to get to the park early.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Look, that's part of the reason why I love driving. I'm like, ooh, I could just drive to the park.
And that's saying something because parking at some of those parks is awful.
Oh, people really hate me when we park in one of the closer lots and I go, oh, we're walking. Why aren't we getting on the tram? Because it'll be faster to walk.
Yeah.
And when we beat the tram back, I'm like, I told you.
And it gives the option. You can book a breakfast. So that way, we're going to eat at breakfast here. Why? Just trust me.
Yeah. Breakfast.
Oh, also Disney news. People will be excited. People will be very happy to know Tron has officially started testing lights inside the canopy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And they also put track down for the train, too. The train sounds like might be opening up before Tron will.
Well, it should.
It has no choice to. might be the reason Tron's delayed. That's besides another point. But yeah, it looks like they're finally testing the lighting inside of the canopy. I forget what the exact name of there's a name for what the canopy is supposed to be, the data lake or something, whatever that is. But that is the canopy is testing its lights, so they are ever closer. Ever closer. It's amazing that somehow, some way, Tron will open up after Guardians. I never would have thought that was possible. I thought Tron, as cookie cutter as it was, would have been up like that.
No, they're just not fast.
Also, the rumors of what happened with the train, we all know about. We've touched on that.
Choo choo.
Trying to think of any other rumors about the parks. Progress is going on at Epcot. Moana's journey, Shape of Water's happening.
People have said that they've toned down Guardians of the Galaxy.
How?
I haven't read. My buddy was I was just with him over the weekend. He had nothing but great things to say about it. Except his only complaint was not even complaint. Goes the first time he wrote it, he kind of missed things because of the spinning. He wasn't quite ready for that, and I'm like, everyone knew it was gonna. He goes, well, it launches backwards. I'm like, worst kept secret, buddy. Give me something else I don't know.
Right. I know they added more. I know they added more trash cans around the area of Guardians.
Did they miss their own memo of how many trash cans they need? Like Disney's always been pretty spot on with trash cans.
Well, I guess they needed to add more benches and trash cans because of the people that were getting off being very quote unquote nauseated off of Guardians. I'm like, there's no. It's not like they're on orange mission for Mission Space.
Well, it is. I understand for people who aren't used to spinning. Here's the thing: there are people who are not used to rides. This is not, again, for my friends who ride. This is not Tower. This is not Rockin'. This is not Seven Dwarves. It is a mix. It is in the middle. They say it's fun. It's intense, but it's not like intense. They said it's more intense than some of the other attractions. The problem I have with that statement you just said, Brian, I know how to open a Disney trash can to pull it out to puke in it. Do they? Puking through that side is hard. Folks, in case you're watching, you don't know how to open it, pop the top, push the side, it'll open up, pull the garbage can out, puke right in. You're welcome. Save the cast member from using the Voban. You reach in with it opens up, you pop it right out. But don't do that very often. The cast members will not like you.
You're saying this, and I'm just laughing because I'm just picturing some Disney Imagineer playing Roller Coaster Tycoon going, more benches!
Yeah, I understand there is a problem of people coming off feeling aimed. But as I say that, though, do you know what attraction I got more complaints about than any other working at the Magic Kingdom Guest Relations?
Teacups?
Stitch's Great Escape. Stitch's Great Escape. They complain about Stitch being too intense. Think about that for a second. Let that seep into your brains. Stitch.
Well, it was based on Disney's Scariest Ride.
Yeah, but it was no longer scary. That's an evil attraction. It should be closed down. I'm like, and I'm looking at the woman going, have we been on the same attraction? Have you ridden Space Mountain? Had you ridden People Mover? Because I'm pretty sure that's more dangerous.
Well, it depends. Those self-adjusting harnesses can get a little aggressive.
That was part of her complaint, which I understand that, but just that's the problem. But people say Guardians is too intense. I hope they don't tone it down because they shouldn't. This needs to, it's Guardians of the Galaxy here, for Christ's sake. You're flying through space.
Here's my thought. It is people wrote it the first time, and it's more intense because you don't know what's happening. The second time you ride it, it is going to feel less intense because you're going to be more ready for it.
Right.
I haven't been on it, obviously. This helps for the cue of, whoa, look what you're doing during it. And this is what's going to be like, folks. So hold on. It works for Dinosaur, which also people say is too intense. But I don't know. I hold judgment. I'm hoping, talking of Disney plans, my plan is to, when I go down this year for Horror Nights to do a day or two at the parks because I would like to ride Guardians. And yes, Dozer would like me to quit bitching about Rise of the Resistance and finally get gas on it.
So I will give a slight update on one of our many Disney trips coming up. Okay. It was a little bit of a secret because not everyone knew on this November trip. We rolled the dice when we put in our DVC reservations. We got waitlisted for one of our 2 rooms, but we still went with it. We have family coming with us. It's a big deal. We had 3 out of 5 nights as a room. And Father's Day, Miracle of All Miracles came through. We got the other 2 nights.
Wonderful.
So we now have rooms for the full trip.
Wunderbar.
And this is at Boardwalk?
No, this is at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Ooh,
Savannah View 2-bedroom villas.
You didn't want to look like gypsies in the parking lot?
The other option we had was we could have gotten 2 treehouse villas. But we are using Disney transportation.
Yeah.
And if you think it is shit at a normal resort,
it's the worst at Disney.
Treehouse Villas is another world.
No. That is the right call. It was more like 2 Treehouse Villas. That is a tempting thought. Terrible if you're not driving a car, but yes.
Oh, God, no. So we have the rooms. We're happy for that.
Nice.
Because we didn't know what we were going to do. Worst case, I think we were going to just book 2 nights normal at Animal Kingdom Lodge and go, we got to move. And it wasn't too big of a deal. It's 2 families in there, one of them being Meg and I, so we wouldn't care about moving rooms. And Disney's great. Well,
it's really not that bad.
Call Bell Services, tell them move your bags.
Yeah.
And, I have a problem with Disney because I know they have outsourced Bell Services. And I feel bad in some aspects because I feel when it was run by Disney Bell Services, they were not as reliant on tips. Now that they're using bags, they're a little bit more give me my money. And sometimes you're using Bell Service and you're like, I don't want to use Bell Services. I just needed to store my bags. And especially at a hotel like Boardwalk, you can't really get the little buggies to bring the stuff to your room. You have to call Bell Services if you need a cart. And I don't feel like the lack of that amenity should require me to tip.
Correct, I agree.
Or when I have 37 bags. That's a different problem, though. But that's Disney. So
that's none of my business.
And now we're also working on booking a February trip.
There you go.
Nice.
If DVC will allow us. Come on, lift my point restriction.
I vote they should.
Therefore,
there's 2 votes for me and Brian. Therefore, it's a lock. They have to do it. It's law.
I think the end of June they will lift that restriction because that is about the point that all points held in reserve from pandemic times will have expired.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, there is no point to maintaining the restriction.
The bees agree. Let them go.
You guys watch anything good on TV?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. There's a couple of good shows. Well, all right. I'm finishing up Obi-Wan because the episode 6 airs tomorrow. Curious to see how this show finishes off. Miss Marvel.
No spoilers. I have not watched it yet. I'm waiting for the whole season drop to watching. You spoil this one for me, I will be angry. Because Jersey!
I will say this. It's very John Hughesian. It you know what I mean? Like it's got 16 candles all over it.
Yeah, but it's a coming of age story for
I know,
Jersey's finest, Kamala Khan, baby. I'm here for that.
and you know what, they're only 2 episodes in, and it's fun. It's just one of those
2 episodes in. Oh, this is gonna be a long wait.
Yeah, it's only 2 episodes in. It's a fun show. There's a lot of character development going on though, so I'm just wondering like how many episodes are there this season? Because
I thought it was 6.
then they need to pick up the pace, because like the first 2 episodes were like all right, so stuff like happens in the first episode, and then she tries to deal with she's trying to figure out what's going on in the second episode.
Well,
and then that's it. Like,
again, this is a coming of age story for her.
Like there's no like antagonist yet in this series.
There will be, and honestly, I'm okay with actually there not being a big antagonist in Miss Marvel. I wasn't expecting that. I'm just gonna call it as it is. The pacing slow. Loki and Hawkeye still exist.
I didn't think Loki was slow.
I did not care for Loki at all.
I didn't think Loki, and I'm not saying Miss Marvel's slow. It's just that like they need to, if it's only 6 episodes, they need to come up with a struggle. Like in next, like episode 3 needs to be some sort of struggle, like second act cliffhanger to like the second half of the series.
It probably will, knowing how they structure their things. But again, because I'm actually okay with them, even if there's not, because Miss Marvel technically, we knew who Hawkeye, Loki. This is our first, other than Moon Knight, this is another first, which I thought was excellent. Right. This realistically is a huge first introduction, though. Miss Marvel could tie everything in. Now, Feige has let us know that we are gonna find our next big bad over the next few months. Hint, hint.
Kang the Conqueror, but go on.
Well, I agree, but who knows? Could be Doom, Galactus. We all know Kang the Conqueror, but Kang's already out there. We already have a hint of that. We've already possibly seen it in Moon Knight. Could Doom actually be making his sprinkled in appearances? But that's what he said. I feel as an origin story, this is a real integral character could be here.
Yeah.
And I know America's, we had America in Multiverse of Madness, who was just kind of thrown into us. But I think with Kamala Khan, it's more important to, go woke, go broke. It's more important to get her right.
Well, and the thing is, they are in the first 2 episodes, they're getting her right, because it's not only just the character, but they're getting into the culture of her ethnicity too.
Which is big for her.
Yes. And they're even using they're showing the inside of the mollusks, like their church, where they gather as for Muslims, and her one cousin's running for the part of the board of directors, I guess, for the church, part of the the church organization. So she's running as a female, and it's all against other males. So it's it's bullet point check. It's they're hitting every bullet point check for this, and it's working out. I'm curious to see where the show's going to go. Obi-Wan, have you guys been watching this?
I still stuck at episode 1.
You don't want to know my answer.
So
I am firmly against Obi-Wan. I will not be watching it unless I hear something. Everything I've heard I don't care for, especially after the debacle, the disgrace that was Book of Boba. Ugh.
Well, so here's the thing. The show overall is good. I actually want a Vader spinoff from this. If this is only a 6-episode series of Obi-Wan, I want the second side of the 2-sided coin. I want the other side of a 6-episode run of Vader, because the brotherhood that they do with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor in this show is fantastic. It actually this is literally episode 3.5. If you like the prequels, if you like Revenge of the Sith, this show is literally the next chapter in that story with those 2 guys.
I liked it, but I know how it all ends. I know it happens. I know
know.
everything. I don't need more. It's not. There's a certain show running right now that I am patiently waiting about 48 hours for another episode. Patiently. The boys
Oh.
drops Fridays. They usually release about 9-10 o'clock on Thursdays, and I am just salivating. This week is the episode a lot of people have been waiting for with Herogasm. The Boys is my favorite show on streaming right now, I should say.
Did you see the sex scene?
Which one?
It was like last week or 2 weeks?
Oh, with Maeve and Butcher. Yeah, I'm caught up. Oh, believe me, there's only 2 scenes in the whole in the show I have not watched. Luckily, I can see both of them coming. Episode 3, you know what I mean? The squelching. The squelching wouldn't stop.
The show, I gotta say though, like the story is really good.
I love The Boys, and this is Herogasm. People have been wondering how they're gonna do this, and here it is. This is it. This is episode of episodes. This could be The Boys' swan song here. The Boys are my favorite. It's irreverent. Listen, it's for an adult show. I love The Boys. I really do. And this last episode was so sad. I can only imagine what's gonna happen here.
My only concern, I know Homelander is like a main character from the comic books, but my concern though is like how long could they keep it up with Homelander as the villain? Because eventually they're gonna have to take him down.
No, not necessarily.
But are you going to lose interest though? Because we're already in the 3rd season, and it's still
the show may not go on much longer than 4 or 5 seasons. First off, Soldier Boy is done differently from what I can tell from the comics. I actually know how the comics end. I don't think we're going to get that, but there's a very, very good twist with Homelander.
Yeah,
I can tell you if you want. I'm trying
to remember because I read the comics. It's been a while though.
It involves Black Noir.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I think
I know what I mean. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to go there, but I agree with. Listen, I'm curious. They're going to have to take Homelander down a peg. You're always going to have a bigger, badder threat. But I'm curious what they're going to do. I'm curious how they're going to go forward. Again, I don't think The Boys is not going to last forever, but they have a timestamp, and I don't think it's going to be 4 or 5 seasons. I think it's 4 or 5 seasons max.
Yeah.
But it's worth checking out, Joe. If you've never seen it, it's just fantastic.
It's fun.
It's not a good time. And unfortunately, your time to watch it is limited. Having a child or children.
I don't watch anything.
I know.
If it's stupid shit on YouTube, sign me up.
I'm sure you can find clips on YouTube from what.
No, I don't. Nah, not.
Yeah, there's been a lot. My watch list is also very long. Believe it or not, I was being out of commission for like a week and a half from really watching stuff. Really put me back. There's a lot of stuff. I saw the first episode. I will catch up on Stranger Things soon, but I want to wait until we have the last 2 episodes out before I really watch.
Speaking of Stranger Things, so we finished we actually finished all of season 4, what they have out there, minus the last 2 episodes.
Besides the movies.
Oh,
you don't know.
What?
The last 2 episodes are movies. They are like an hour and a half, 2 hours long.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's. I thought they had them in there because I knew some episodes were long. Yeah, the last 2 episodes are like long. Like, did you watch Free Guy or the other one with Ryan Reynolds on Netflix? They said they're longer than those 2 movies.
Okay, I haven't seen Free Guy yet. I heard it's good though.
Fantastic, you'll love it. Ryan Reynolds is doing Ryan Reynolds, and
yeah,
what's wrong with that?
But anyway, we watched Stranger Things, and then we're now rewatching. We're on season 2 again. So we're just rewatching like all the there were moments in how because there were times we forgot about season 2 and season 3. And I'm like, oh wait, that's this story, and we're trying to like connect all the dots to figure out like what's leading up to the big, Return of the King, big finale.
Watch it. Haven't seen it yet. Only seen 1 episode because my buddy made me.
But I will say this: watching season 4, I hope to God Universal got Stranger Things for Halloween Horror Nights, because this whole
I know what you mean. Listen, I've seen one episode. I know what you mean. But having walked through that last house, it's not on the current speculation map. Which this is a good.
I'm telling you, when you get into the show, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
You're only one episode in, but when
yeah, I'm only one episode in, and I like Nightmare on Elm Street too. Stranger Things. I see what you're doing.
I know. Yeah.
I will say this. It is not on our current. It was on the last speculation map, and again, speculation maps are just rumor. It is not there. Here's your Halloween Horror Nights update. We have a Universal Monsters Legends Collide, and he has come home once again. Michael Myers is coming back to Halloween Horror Nights again. A house confirmed. It is based on the original movie, but it is not a redo of the 2014 HHN 24 house. Confirmed. Really? From the man himself, from Aiello's mouth. He says there's things you will have seen, and there's things you haven't seen. So I'll tell you this much. That means the car's there. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. That's got to be in there. But they said there's things you've seen, things you haven't seen. I'm only nervous because they said that about Texas Chainsaw, was it in 2016? This last house was kind of like a bridge between movies, so who knows what they're going to do here, but it is confirmed coming Halloween Horror Nights 31. Well, I'm talking about Halloween Horror Nights. We have a speculation map. The reason I say Stranger Things is not on there. Halloween, the Legends Collide are. This map is not correct. Meaning, even if all these titles are correct, it's not correct in the locations, because confirmed also this weekend at the panel about Legends Collide. Legends Collide is here in the new Parade building. It's in B79. That's the old Parade warehouse. That's the old Parade building where Beetlejuice, Roanoke, trying to think of other ones, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Halloween 2, a lot of those houses were there. That's confirmed. We don't know where Halloween's going to be. It's been in a tent. We're one House of the Year with Dollhouse of the Dam. The 2 tents ruled that year, 24. It's been in the Parade building. That was American Horror Stories year to reign supreme. And it's been in the Shrek queue. So who knows? It's kind of moved. The map has it being in a soundstage. This would not surprise me if they're doing a soundstage this year.
Man, I would think it'd be cool if this Michael Myers house somehow ends and sort of like teases the Halloween.
It could. It's not impossible, but new to the speculation map is the return of Horrors of Blumhouse, this time with Black Phone and Freaky. Again, speculation is purely speculation. Also new, Evil Dead is on the list. Stranger Things off, Evil Dead on. The originals on the speculation map were Now Witch. Who knows what that is? Chupacabra, Dead Man's Wharf have been there. Halloween, the Legends Collide are on there. Oh, you Lord Gavay, the Weekend is still on there. It's looking like that's confirmed just because it won't go away. Wicked Growth is now Seeds of Extinction 2 rumored, which if you did Seeds of Extinction, that could be a cool house. Bug, Evil Dead, in Horrors of Blumhouse, if that's real. I don't disagree with you. I really hope they do. I can see them waiting a year and doing one giant Halloween Blumhouse house.
Oh, for all 3 films.
Mm-hmm. I can see them doing that. That could be the deal, that they don't want to do that because that's the plan. That would seem doing one giant mega house. Again, my only issue with having a Halloween house is, like I said, most things are ring.
Yeah, but that would be cool.
But they haven't done a single Halloween house I haven't liked. I've done all the 3 they've done so far, at least in Orlando, Hollywood, slip of the tongue. They've all been good. Have they matched the first for me? No. But they've all been just like the 4th one. It was the movie. You walk through the movie. It was the movie. It was fantastic. They're fun. I'm not unhappy that he's home. I'm just a little. It's Michael. Welcome home.
I just wish they can, like, I don't know, like, because there's so much great horror stuff out there that.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'll say I want Freddy. Okay, I didn't get to Dreamstalkers. I just want Freddy. I've done Freddy vs. Jason. I just want a Freddy solo house. Is that so much to ask? He's my favorite.
Like,
I just want Freddy. Just
like the original
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yep.
Yeah.
The OG Nightmare on Elm Street. Is that so much to ask for? That's all I really want. There's a lot of horror stuff on there they can do. Again, they kind of go with more popular stuff. They try to sprinkle in other things. There's a lot of rumors out there of things that were supposed to happen and didn't.
I mean, I think we really need to do, like, because I'm just thinking when I went down there and I walked through the tribute store at the park, that it was like walking into an 80s movie theater, and you walk into rooms for E.T., Jaws, and Back to the Future. I think it'd be really cool if they, and I think they probably did something like this before. It would be like an 80s slasher film where it'd be like Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm sorry. Slasher cinema called.
Yeah,
that's what slasher cinema basically was. Just was their own original titles.
Okay, but it wasn't like an IP house slasher film.
That would be 2009's ripped from the silver screen.
Okay.
They've done things like that before, just not with like Jaws or anything like that, because Shark in the Dark was such a big part of the event. A Jaws house would really be tough. You could do it, but you could really be tough.
Well, I'm just thinking just like 80s horror films, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and like
they're better to have their own house on their own at this point, because we've seen a lot of them. I'd rather them do more obscure horror. But like San Francisco Screens had My Bloody Valentine in it. Yes, it was the 3D version, but still, I don't disagree with you. That wouldn't be bad, but they've done the mashup house a lot.
Yeah,
we'll see. I'm always a fan of the event, so I'm very excited.
Well, and it's like you have Fear Street. That show was awesome on Netflix.
Rumored for a while. That seems it doesn't seem to be dead. Again, I understand the partnership was strained after Stranger Things, but after the hit, here's a problem I have with trying to do Stranger Things again. Hill House was a hit last year.
Yeah,
I just don't see how you can go back to Stranger Things. I know this theme is supposed to be more horror centric. You got to look forward. I would do Fear Street next. Now, imagine that next year we have 2 mega houses. They've never had 2 mega houses in 1 year.
Well, and Fear Street can also even be not just a house, but a scare zone too, like all at once.
They've had that before. I would be okay with that, having a scare zone in or having the house and the scare zone afterwards. The scare zones this year, mostly ho-hum, other than having Treeks and Foons make a return. But that's the other. Aha, thank you. Something I want to make by mention here. On our speculation map, we have a change. There is no currently house listed, probably because construction next door. There is no house listed at what used to be the Men in Black tent.
Ooh.
The Men in Black tent was taken down, and you could see the layout of Welcome to Scary there. You currently have and going for the back, 2 sprung tents, 2 parade buildings. Nothing at Shrek because of construction. You have 5 sound stages, starting with the Cabin of the Woods and going back, and definitely confirmed. We know they're building something at I guess I call it Fast and Furious. I want to call it Disaster, but whatever. Fast and Furious.
That cute.
They're definitely building a house there. So, but that's the current rumor, which is new for the speculation map, is that they might not be using the Welcome to Scary tent this year, which would make sense if they're doing construction back there.
I pretend I know things.
Oh my God, never ends.
Listen, that's also the rumor with Halloween ends. This is it. This is Jamie and Michael's last dance. I'm very excited. No, not Apparently, this is cut. This is it. This is going to be the last time.
And now it's time for Punker's review of Rocky 5,000.
Yeah, but I understand this isn't even if this isn't Jamie's last dance, this is his last dance. Mm-hmm. Not Michael, but the guy in the mask. He wants that. This is a lot out of him to do.
Yeah. You know, it's weird to think of the actors behind a mask who doesn't talk.
Well, I mean, think about it. You've had at least 5 people play Jason. I mean, I don't think Gunnar did Texas 2. I think he only did Texas 1. You've had a lot of there's frankly of the horror icons. You really, really only have Ghostface's voice is easy to do with different actor inside. But you really only have 2 mainstays when it comes to portrayals of Chucky and the remake that then there's the remake that doesn't exist, and Robert Englund as Freddy.
And speaking of Chucky, what a great show! I mean,
have you watched it? Yeah. So I can't wait for season 2. So freaking good.
Where's that as something for Halloween Horror Nights? I mean,
they were rumored. It was on the list. I know for a fact. I know 100% for a fact. Don Mancini wants it and Universal wants it. I don't know why they decide if it's not on here. I don't know why they're not deciding.
Bet you any money you'll see out in California.
Not on the list. It's what's funny, because my buddy's going to. I started looking into Universal Japan. Chucky has been involved in almost every single year. Japan apparently loves Chucky.
It's the dolls. It's because of the supernatural and the demonic doll. That's their culture over there.
Is he demonic? Because it's a person in there.
Well,
we've seen his penis. We have seen him have sex, Brian. Remember. Yes, I have to put that in your head. We have seen him have sex. If you haven't seen Seed of Chucky, you will see him have sex. Part of the thing with the Curse of the Dabala is after a certain point, the doll becomes human. He is killable in that way. That's how this happens. We've seen it.
Those are sitting there going, my head hurts. Just thinking.
I only say that because people like to forget. They only think it's Child's Play 1, 2, 3, Bride, and the new ones. They forget it existed.
Seed of Chucky, in the cult of Chucky.
So happy I haven't seen those.
It's Seed Revenge Cult.
I'm still waiting for my Leprechaun versus Chucky movie.
As long as they bring back Hornswoggle, okay.
The Leprechaun. Listen, there can't be another one. He just liked it in the hood so much he decided to stay there.
But didn't one come out after In the Hood?
The remake. With Warwick Davis.
Wasn't it back? But there was Back in the Hood. There was 2.
No. That's the thing. That's the joke. He moved around. He went to space, but he went Leprechaun in the Hood. He liked the Hood so much. He went back to the Hood. He liked the Hood so much. It's the only place he stayed twice.
Didn't they try to make a prequel that sucked? That did not have Warwick Davis.
The remake with Hornswoggle.
That would be the remake with Hornswoggle.
Oh, okay.
Because the problem with the remake, it took itself so seriously, and they took itself so seriously. It was like the original at least knew what it was.
Yeah.
And Hornswoggle did a fine job, but Warwick Davis had that just smarminess to him.
Yeah.
Plus, I just say, nothing tops him being beaten by basically throwing shoes at him constantly. That's his weakness. He has to polish a shoe if he sees it. Literally, if you've never seen Leprechaun, that's a big. We need to distract him. They throw. He's like cursing as they're throwing shoes at him because they know we can distract him. Keep throwing shoes. Literally, that's actually a plot point. I'm not kidding. I wish I was. And this is after our review. Jack me nibble, Jack me quick. I kill you now with a pogo stick, and he bounces on the pogo stick to kill someone. Wish I was making it up, folks. Couldn't if I tried.
That's what they need is a Leprechaun house.
I'd be okay with that, except the costumes would be terrible. It's that's actually why I think people are reluctant with the Chucky house.
Yeah.
Is it would work in California because I've seen pictures from Japan. It worked better because they actually have a lot of puppets. The Chucky fronts to the end from Rip from the Silver Screen was a lot of people in the Chucky costume, and I'll tell you. It's not as the one good scare was it was an actual puppet that came down you from above, which would work on me. I don't do above scares. I'm always worried they're going to hit me in the head because, well, I've been to horror nights and I've been to a lot of horror attractions and things have hit me in the head.
Right.
Fair enough.
It's not fun.
No.
Why
would it be fun?
I'll tell you this much, Bruce. When the official announcement comes out of the houses, I will probably ask when you're going, and I might come down with you.
We are in the process of deciding. A lot of when I go depends on the Listen, I'll be honest. We are sitting here in the middle of June. I'm stunned. We only have 2 announcements, which says to me they're going to announce. They've done this in the last few years. They'll announce the IPs and do a dump at the end of July, early August of the originals.
Yeah, because it starts August 31st this year, right?
No, it's still September.
It's still September? Okay.
I think it's like the first week in September, but still September. I just, at this point, actually tell you what, hold on 1 second here. I will tell you when I think the next announcement's coming, because I saw a trailer for this the other day. We are due any moment. No, it came out this year. June 24th is when the Black Phone comes out. I have a strong feeling this weekend we make it, and for Horrors of Blumhouse will happen around the release of this movie. If that's true and it's the Black Phone and Freaky, it could. I know the rumor out in California is Nope. You have like Nope.
I heard
Legends
that.
Collide. Nope. Freaking Birdie. A potential sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space? You bastards. Not fair.
This is
not fair. It's not fair. Give it to me.
I don't know how the Nope house would do though, because like I just saw a trailer for that again. And I'm like, it looks good. But I'm like, is it worthy for a house? I mean, it's alien abduction.
Nope.
I will put it to you this way. California is all about who's seen there, not about the fans necessarily. Okay, insider knowledge here. Us was not a double coast house at first. It was only California.
Okay.
They made it a double coast house.
Okay.
Worked. Us was a great house. It really was. Fantastic. I was stunned. But Us was originally just a California house. So Nope, I think will do fine. California houses tend to work a little differently anyway, with just what they do, and they tend to be more themed. But from what I can tell, I don't think they're as scary, personally. Not that necessarily Orlando's that scary. I just love the event to death.
Yeah, it is a great event.
But don't worry, I will let you know when I'm going down. You're more than welcome to join us.
I will most likely be there. I'll probably look at my TA rates and see what kind of discount I can get on property. Where you guys stand?
To be seen. Remember, my red carpet rates officially are going to Japan.
That's right.
Well,
if you need a place to crash, you got me, bud. So
I appreciate that. No, it'll all be. I'll let you know where we're staying. Probably Sapphire Falls.
Ooh. Okay.
Mainly because I like being in walking distance of not only the boat but Amatistas.
Okay, so here's another question I had then, because regarding Stranger Things, Universal released a tweet of now. There's two questions with this tweet. One, it's the clock from Stranger Things, and you know what I'm talking about, Bruce, because it's like if you're like 1 or 2 episodes in, you've seen the clock, like the grandfather clock.
Yeah.
Standing next to the lighthouse at Islands of Adventure, and the tweet says something on the lines of like, "We should be scared" or something like that.
First off, those rumors were there. I don't think those rumors are holding water because one of the main house locations they would have used currently has a roller coaster on top of it. Velocicoaster would have been the Thunderfall with Discovery Center or Thunder Falls Terrace house. So when you're doing a double park, the double park the double park doesn't work for the back of the parade buildings. So the parade buildings being there makes me think a double park is not happening. And also remember, Horror Nights likes to tease. They love the wallpaper was Hill House or a Bly Manor. They like to tease. They like to lead you in one direction. For Christ's sake, I thought we were getting Scream.
I thought so too.
I believed for a second. I had hope. I should have known. I've been there. 25. Oh, The Purge. Oh, that again. I let myself hope. I let myself dream.
I know. I was hoping for Scream too, but the other theory that's been floating around there is, could they not do? It may not be Halloween Horror Nights, but people are questioning now, are they considering opening up a Stranger Things haunted house at Islands of Adventure?
Where? Carnage?
Where?
Carnage?
I was thinking Lost Continent.
Where? That's the problem. Again, unless it's on a soundstage, where? That's what I mean. Lost Continent was part of a queue.
Well, no, like Poseidon's Fury, like that whole area.
No. That's they reopened Poseidon's Fury. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Where?
I don't know. They just posted
Popeye overflow queue. Carnage warehouse in the back possibility. I'm pretty sure Lost Continent I think was part of a queue. Thunder Falls Terrace, Discovery Center.
I'm not saying for Halloween Arts. I'm talking about like an attraction, like a permanent ride, like makeover, get rid of Lost Continent, and then put like Hawkins in there.
But why would you do that when you just refurbish the stupid thing?
IP.
Yeah, you just I will reiterate, you just paid money to refurbish it. Unless it takes over Sinbad Theater, that could be a possibility. Again, though, if they do it, I think that's bad for business. It's kind of how I feel about Minions. I don't see that being lasting because remember, the Walking Dead one's gone. I think they're more likely to take over an existing building and then build something all new. I'm not saying it's not possible because, again, think about this way, Brian. When's it going to open? Stranger Things is going to be. We have one more season and it's an afterthought.
Yeah, right. Well, then the other theory that's been floating around now recently is Epic Universe, which, again, I'm like, why would they put a mini land? I mean, I guess there is a fan base there for Stranger Things where you could theoretically make a miniature land of like Hawkins Lab, the Upside Down. Like,
if you were going to do that, you would have to do a mega thing. I just don't see it because you already have Universal Monsters. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just I don't think with those just worry about Nintendo, that would be my worry there. That's not lasting. Hell, I have Sauron would have been a lasting thing. Mount Crumpet would have been a lasting thing, and both of those are still sitting on the cutting room floor.
It sounds like though, How to Train Your Dragon's a permanent thing because the roller coaster is already coming to town. The pieces are already laid out.
We think.
Well, it says How to Train Your Dragon coaster.
We think. That was always going to be the that was going to be the open area coaster, apparently. We think. We don't know yet. Again, nothing has been announced. We've seen Donkey Kong probably laid out there. We've seen a lot of things. Again, until we have an announcement, they really have liked to change their mind. Now, I know. Oh, that's another thing. It is on record that a Universal top executive was on record stating that Fast and Furious, but it quoted, "Yes, it's a terrible attraction and people don't like it. They know it."
In a deposition. Legal proceeding,
sworn that they know it sucks and no one likes it. Again, it's called Fast and Furious is really, I think they call it like slow and annoyed or slow or disgruntled or something.
I got it. Get rid of Fast and Furious. There's a Stranger Things ride right there. Just get rid of Fast and Furious and just replace with Stranger Things.
See, in order for them, I think, to do Stranger Things, I've heard this rumor before. I would have Stranger Things be around, Stranger Things like pop culture references. They love their 80s stuff. They love 80s and 90s there. I don't know. Maybe the boys should be saying Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice before anything happens. Now that's a crossover we all can get behind.
A Beetlejuice attraction.
It's Beetlejuice or Stranger Things with Beetlejuice involved. Or, I'm just going to throw it out there. Maybe an attraction to Bill and Ted.
Oh, my God.
Cut out the middleman. Just give the people what they want.
Take my money.
Yeah.
All
like Disney's been out there.
Yes.
Disney's been out there saying things they could build in the future. Certain things like I don't think the Journey of Water, who knows if that's going to be lasting there, but certain things just aren't going to go away. Now that they face the music, I think Bill and Ted should have their time to shine.
Oh my God!
Agreed.
Yes.
It's I saw a rumor of Disney, and what was the attraction I saw was a rumor. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Oh gosh, what was it?
Mount Fiji?
That's another thing to announce. Princess the Frog timeline. I want to say they said another 2 years. I thought it was 23, 24 is when they were talking about opening.
24, I think.
24. I think it was 24.
What's her face dropped the ball? Do you guys see that video footage of that on was it Ryan and Kelly? Ryan Seacrest and Kelly Ripa?
Rose?
Yeah, and she said something about like, oh yeah, the Splash Mountain, the Princess and the Frog makeover will be opening up in like 2024, 2025.
Yeah, she said that.
And I'm like, I'm surprised. Where's the red dot? I'm surprised Disney didn't have like a sniper right there.
She was probably told to say that because people are wondering. You announced it. What's going on? My understanding is they will not pull the trigger to close it until it's going to be one of these. We close it. We got it. We put it in. We open it up. It's not going to be a heavy delay. They want to have the animatronics and everything ready to roll. They don't want to have. That's my understanding. Is Disney does not want to have a Tron style thing here. They want to be 100% ready to run and hit the ground before.
I was telling people because I've been hearing where is it? I'm like, even before we had that, I'm like, they are waiting till it is ready.
Yeah.
And it will be a very short closure, relatively speaking, for the amount of work.
I don't think people understand the amount of people that ride holds. I really don't think they understand that because it's such a long wait. Yes, but it holds a lot of people. It really eats people up. That's the sad part is it has a 3-hour wait and that's running full capacity. They don't want to have that. They don't want to take that off because if you think about it, they take that offline right now.
They'll have to reduce reservations. Like that is all there is to it.
Because 9.5 hour line for Big Thunder. Because what the heck else you doing?
Not just that, but like Pirates, Haunted. I mean, everything will just double in wait time.
Mansion won't be as hurt because Big Thunder will. It is the only thing there. Pirates will feel it. Mansion not as much. It'll feel it, but Pirates will feel it. But people will be like, well, what the heck did I come over here for? Big Thunder has a wait that's, I don't know, starting wires. Oh, what's this line for at the partner statue? Oh, this is Big Thunder Mountain. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think, I think a realistic timeline is a 6-month closure.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say 8, but 6 is good.
I think depending on how they do it, they might strive for close it January 2nd, open it before May.
Get out of my head. Get out. Get out of my head. I was just going to say, when you go down for January, that's it.
Well, but I'm thinking they'll close it January 2023.
No, I know. I agree. And it could be that fast.
4 months.
We will know. I will say this. I think they're going to have a pretty big, because of the following it has, I think they're going to have a pretty big, this is it, kids. Ride it now kind of thing.
Well, a few Disney vloggers already been noticing changes on the exterior. That they're already slowly changing the exterior up a little bit. I don't know if it's adding more floral, greenish stuff.
I think they're seeing. I think they want to see things.
Yeah.
My guess is maybe they aren't changes per se, but it's we have to this piece needs to be replaced. Well, the new piece is close enough. May as well just put the new thing on. But
I mean, when we were down there, when you were there, did you notice any scaffolding?
No.
There. I mean, it looked.
I wasn't over there though. I have a 4-year-old. I have no need to go down that hallway. There's nothing she can ride.
True. I don't know if you guys rode Splash Mountain or not when you went down.
She's too short.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
1 inch. Once she hits 40 inches, she is basically good for anything that would be within her scare level. Meg won't let me take her on Tower of Terror.
I'll take her.
I've been told no. I'm like, but she'll be tall enough. 40 inches.
Even if there's scaffolding, it's just one of those. I think people are seeing things because maintenance happens. Splash being a water attraction needs a lot more maintenance. I think people are just now noticing how much maintenance it really does take.
Yeah. Or just, if you're on the ride, noticing all the stuff that they need to touch up on because they're just letting it rot.
You'll know you're close when instead of repairing things just go missing.
Yes. My hope of hopes is like the last day of Jaws. They don't just go out. The last day of Jaws, the water level happened to rise. And somehow magically, you were getting soaked on Jaws where you were not getting wet before. The water was spilling over the sides. I hope the last day of Splash, they announce it enough. It's going to have a huge weight. But the last day of Splash Mountain, they just go, water level max.
Geysers on because
I'm talking every boat is getting hit and constantly. We want water flowing. We are the Chickapin Hills going away. We are taking her out with a bang.
And I would almost say, and it ain't gonna happen. It would be one of the rare times I'd say, bring back the 24-hour day.
Oh. Yeah.
I say bring back the 24-hour day for iconic ride closures.
Yep.
As much as people want to say, I get what they say. I get why it's going away. But this has been around long enough that enough people grew up riding Splash Mountain. This is not just any old ride closure. This is not just anything else. This really needs a proper goodbye. So much time and energy went to making this attraction that we're not going to have anymore. People put hours, lifetimes of work into keeping this thing going. Truthfully needs this of all attractions. Jaws deserved it. For more of the reasons I can account for. Splash deserves a nice salute.
When did it open up? I'm trying to remember. I know it wasn't an opening.
94, I think.
No, before that. Splash was definitely before 94. I actually want to say it was 89 or 90.
It was on, I remember this much. It was on the VHS promo video at Day at the Magic Kingdom.
Let me put it this way. I went the first time when I first went as a little kid, it was relatively new when they were building Tower.
So, I was going off of Magic Kingdom, which was 92.
Okay.
Disneyland was 89.
No, that's what I'm thinking. I thought it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. When I first went to Magic Kingdom, it was 92, and it was relatively new when Tower was just being constructed. That's what I was like. Something opened in 89. Then that's what it was.
So, just some funny statistics as we're talking about it. Magic Kingdom's Splash Mountain is the youngest of the 3 Splash Mountains. It is the shortest of the 3 Splash Mountains.
Really?
Yeah. It is 2,600 feet long. Disneyland is 2,640. And Tokyo is 2,800 feet long.
That doesn't surprise me. It's Tokyo.
It is also the longest in time length at 11 minutes and 45 seconds.
What?
Florida.
What?
Wait, Florida's the shortest, but it's the longest.
Shortest amount of track, longest amount of time. Which I'm just guessing
That's one hell of a left hill there.
Or they account for more boat backup.
Could be.
Yeah. And it is the youngest by a day. Tokyo Disneyland's opened October 1st, 1992. Magic Kingdom opened October 2nd, 1992.
Wow.
And given how time zones work, that may have been what Disney considered a simultaneous opening.
So wait, Disneyland Paris doesn't have a Splash Mountain?
Nope.
No. Tokyo's the only one not changing, by the way.
Shocking.
I'll say this, though. The company, they built some pretty good log flumes over the years. Yule log flume, I've been on that one. Haven't been at Frightful Falls, but that's a good one at Holiday World. Zoom flume at Morey Piers, certainly been on that one. Splash Mountain. Knoebels flume.
I'm just scrolling down the list as well.
Wow, it's got a little things you don't really look at. That's impressive. Good for them. I'm just a little sad then. At least they have one that'll still be going.
This is, man, I never thought there'd just be a company that basically just builds log flumes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
listen, at the time, at least it wasn't Ride and Show and Engineering. Who said that? Rude.
So, it'll be sad to see it go, but
all good things must come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Odd. Well, not odd because of the story of the ride, but I can tell you there are 103 audio animatronics in Anaheim, 68 in Orlando, and it does not give me a statistic for Tokyo.
Huh.
Anaheim having more animatronics doesn't surprise me because it was built as a graveyard ride. It's all the audio animatronics from America Sings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks, in case you don't know what he means by graveyard, graveyard boneyard ride, they're just repurposing.
So, but
that's why Eisner had that. What the Walt had. Wait a minute, we're just going to use these. I'm going to repurpose this. You're going to love it. And I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, Wells, can we afford this? Absolutely, Michael.
This is budget cutting the right way.
Yeah.
But
Called
I knew it couldn't have
recycling.
been 89 for the opening of Splash Mountain in Magic Kingdom because I remember it being a new attraction.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you. I don't remember 1989.
No,
I was
remember
2 years old.
I don't know how old it was. I knew it was newer when I went. The only thing I remember going when I went in kindergarten was tower was being freshly built. And as we all know, that was the second possible location, the first being Magic Kingdom.
Fair enough. Well, it is also very important to know that the voice actor for Brer Rabbit is also the voice of Crash Bandicoot.
Yep.
Hmm.
Considering he has such a known voice.
And Wacko.
That
Wacko.
I know.
Yeah, Wacko Warner.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Jess Harnell.
No kidding.
This
well,
is what
actually, if you think about it, listen to Ride Audio. When he's speaking, it's Wacko Warner.
You're right.
It really is.
You're right. Because I can hear the one part where he's like, "But please don't put me in the bright path." Yeah, I can hear
Think
it.
of it at the end when he's talking about going. It's Wacko Warner.
Yeah, I can hear it now.
He did a fantastic job. He really did.
That's just amusing to me. Brer Bear is different voice actors between Anaheim and Orlando. It is Nick Stewart and Jess Harnell in Anaheim, and James Avery in Orlando, aka Uncle Phil.
I was gonna say, I'm like, wait a minute.
I was gonna say that name sounds familiar. Why does it sound familiar? Oh, Uncle Phil.
Well, you know who else he was known for too, right?
I may, but it's slipping my mind.
Shredder.
I
only know him from two things, and that he was in TMNT and that.
It's
that being Uncle Phil, by the way.
Yes. But the Bullfrogs are the most legendary of the voice actors on this attraction.
He did something else.
Thurl.
Who?
Thurl Ravenscroft.
Oh, Thurl.
So.
Yeah, he was Shredder. Maybe I was thinking of Shredder. I was thinking of something else that he was in now. I can't remember.
The man's had a good career.
Yeah. He was in the Brady Bunch. He was in Aladdin. He was in The Closer.
Doesn't matter. Uncle Phil was everything. He was my favorite thing on that. He was the favorite thing on that show, not in Carlton.
It's not unusual to.
Look, people will not agree with that statement. Will Smith was third banana to me. Uncle Phil and Carlton was the whole show.
Really? You're putting Will Smith above Joffrey?
Oh, I forgot about Joffrey. Forgot about him.
Everybody.
Fourth banana.
But excuse me. I
forgot about Joffrey. Joffrey's good. But just compare.
Oh, he also did Brer Frog. That's what it was. He did two voices for Splash Mountain: Brer Frog and Brer Bear.
Yes. Stunning revelation. Bruce is shocked. He's frozen in time.
Yes, a voice actor can do multiple voices.
Yes. Have you ever read the voice acting credits of SpongeBob?
Kenny's a different beast when it comes to voice acting. He's up. He might be number one in voice acting. The only number two to him is John DiMaggio.
Yeah, but Tom's in everything.
Tom
Literally everything.
Tom
Find
Kenny,
a cartoon, look up the voice actors, just find out what role he's doing. He's in it. I
Tom
guarantee
Kenny is really he does it very well. He probably pops up almost as much as Mark Hamill does. Mark Hamill's done a lot of voice acting, surprisingly.
Well, I'll tell you what. A few years ago, down in the York Fairgrounds, I got to meet Billy West, and that was neat because like Billy West was literally like his pictures that he was signing had all the characters that he voiced, and I forgot he was the voice of the Red M&M.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Billy, out of all the characters, if you portrayed it in the years, I keep forgetting your voice because when you talk, you sound like the Red M&M. Because that's like his actual voice.
that's good.
It is, but Billy West often does the same Fry Farnsworth kind of voice.
Yeah.
So, when we're talking about voice actors, I have two interesting voice actor facts. One, the In a World guy
Oh yeah.
lived in Lovettsville, Virginia. I live in a tiny podunk town. He lived here.
That's awesome. In a small town in Virginia.
And two, the current big movie trailer and commercial guy, Peter Gurton, or Gustain, I forget his actual name because I only ever read it on YouTube. One, he's blind. Two, he surfs.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
Three, he has probably one of the best YouTube channels I've seen. Because he's a blind surfer who does voice acting. How can this not be good?
Yeah.
And, the audio is perfect because he's a voice actor.
Sure.
Camera work can be a little shoddy. Listen, voice actors all make guest appearances, but when you got it as a voice actor, you've got it made for the most part. Because when you're liked, you are liked. Chris Parnell, anybody?
Kevin Conroy.
Conroy's another one.
Yeah.
Hell, you have Troy Baker is the only human being on this planet that can mimic freaking Joker. He's the only one. He's the only person on this planet that can actually mimic Mark Hamill. He's not Hamill. Damn, he's close.
Who's another good voice actor? Oh, Mike Judge.
Yeah, but he's mainly in his shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, you get certain people, they do a lot of voice acting. Keith David does a lot of voice acting, but it's this, when it's him speaking.
Phil Lamar.
Oh, Lamar's good.
For someone that came from Mad TV and now is like one of the biggest like voice actors out there.
Phil Lamar's another one. Tara Strong's another one.
Oh,
James. I'll tell you. I got to be honest. James Arnold Taylor does a really good Ewan McGregor for Obi-Wan for the Clone Wars. His Obi-Wan impersonation is pretty good.
And how are we talking about voice actors without talking about D. Bradley Baker?
Oh, well, listen, that's the elephant in the room. Because you know why? Kenny D. Bradley is just next level.
That you can't compare anybody to Bradley Baker.
But if you also want to talk about an actor whose main credit is additional voices, it's D. Bradley.
He really is.
And then for Disney Parks, it's Corey Burton. I mean, that guy is everywhere.
He really is. But that's why
even when you don't even like, wait, that's Corey? Like you don't even realize like that's him. Like he blends in so well with his dialects.
Doesn't he have like a red phone where if Disney calls, he's instantly in the studio to record something?
I believe
hot for the parks.
I believe he has a emergency phone for Disney.
I'm sure, even if it's like if they have to do like voice modulation for films or television, they probably hire him to come on to do just like a couple of lines just to like edit.
Well, it's also Sometimes you need an emergency announcement.
Yeah.
I believe he is the ultimate emergency call.
Yeah.
But
only one of them has tangoed with the mouse to try to do better, and that would be DiMaggio. He didn't win, but damn, he tried.
I thought he did win.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no. The thing with Futurama, he tried. He believed the holdout was actually not for him. He wanted the entire cast to be paid more. That's why he was holding out. He has come out and said, "I tried my best." He goes, "This is like getting blood from a stone. It was never going to happen, but I fought, and people respect me for that."
Yeah.
He was always going to cave. That was always basically he said, "I was always going to do this, guys. I was never leaving you." Disney played the strong arm, and it worked. Disney had a caved in the sense that he won and he's here because they were trying to replace him, and apparently most of Hollywood said no.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: he was holding out to get more money for the rest of the cast. Okay, great stand. Why didn't they either A, stand with him?
Mm-hmm.
Because
they didn't know.
He needs to communicate better, because why should you fight for my paycheck if I'm not fighting for it?
Well, because everybody, a lot of Bradley Baker, a lot of big time Tom Kenny, a lot of voice people. So what they saw was the announcement went out in Hollywood of, we need somebody who do a John DiMaggio impersonation of Futurama. And a lot of big people were talking. That's the thing. They did a lot of voice. We all saw it, these guys. What do you think? We're idiots? We all are voice actors. We all see these. That's what Disney did. They put it out and try to cast people. Here's one little issue with that. Only one person can do his voice long enough, and that's him.
Yeah.
They apparently did audition people who got close, but it was like, I can do 2 minutes. You want 40.
Yeah.
Well, that would be like trying to get somebody to redo a Gilbert Gottfried movie.
Right.
Exactly. That was the
do
problem.
it. You just don't have the stamina.
Yeah, that was where that was his only playing card was, I got you, and it was, fine, I'll do it.
Him and Bobcat.
Bobcat. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Oh my God.
I love pulling out the Bobcat.
And I've always tried to get that Bobcat. I can't get it. There's no
getting it.
There's only one. There could only ever be one.
Yeah, it's Highlander with Bobcat. It's like, I've tried. It's like, I do the whole but I try to.
Certain voices
that makes the other police academies worth watching.
Yeah.
There are certain voices you're just never going to imitate. You can Groucho till the cows come home, but you're never going to be him.
I never want to try to be him. He was perfect.
Well, yeah, that's if you met him on the street, say, "Hey, you Groucho Marx?" He multiple times there's reports of him turning around to people going, "That's funny. I was going to ask you the same question."
That's good. Yeah, there's always a Charlie Chaplin impression. You don't say anything; it's all about miming.
And he never had a lit cigar.
You're right.
It's part of what made the Churchill movie, The Darkest Hour, so hard to film. A lit cigar. You have a rolling continuity error right here.
Right.
What a good movie, though. That was a fantastic movie.
Yeah. You know how many cigars you have to smoke to get nicotine poisoning? Because he did.
Yeah. Well,
the actor got nicotine poisoning.
If you think about this for a second, and that's the thing. Churchill was never, ever seen without a cigar for the most point. How? How did that man have all these cigars?
Oh, because cigars are a terrible vessel of actually giving you nicotine. The actor only got it because he was smoking more than Churchill.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I just mean, it really makes you wonder, where did he keep them?
He was prime minister. He had somebody walking with a briefcase.
I know that. That was a great movie. Oh,
the bigger question is, how did he walk anywhere? Sobriety was not something that man knew.
No.
Sure it was. He knew sober. It was the 4 minutes before he had a shot in the morning.
As soon as he wakes up in the morning.
Look, I'm good to go. Oh, Churchill.
The last time I was sober, I was still drinking from the bottle.
Yeah.
I've watched videos because I don't know, it's like a challenge on Whiskey YouTube lately of, can you survive a Churchill day?
Oh my God.
No,
why?
No, they could not.
Honestly, I don't know how much the man drank, but I do know enough this. 1, it's not the booze we drink today. 2, why?
So it's not the booze we drink today, but a lot of it was more watered down than you think it would be.
Not that it's not stronger, just that it was a little more, I'm not going cowboy times here, but it was a little more raw than what we have now, watered down or not. Just that it would hurt you after a bit.
Not when you drank that much.
I guess it's good that, when you're drinking aquariums.
Yeah, I was going to say, at that point, you just power through. I mean, there's that breaking point. After that, you're just keep going. You're good.
I'm sure it had about the same proof and burn level of Four Queens whiskey.
Okay. Woofa.
I haven't seen that shit since college, and
oh my, that's going back.
Yeah.
I'll take the Juarez, thank you.
Contains tequila and other liquor.
I will take my Juarez. Happy.
I ordered a margarita at a restaurant. I saw them pull out a bottle of Juarez and said, "Never mind."
Listen, that was great when we were in college. We are no longer in college.
Yeah. I am not paying $9 for a margarita made with Juarez.
I didn't know Juarez was sold outside of Pennsylvania.
I had they have it in ABC stores down here, and 2, I have seen it as the Real Tequila at more bars than I'd like to admit.
No, I apparently need to check bars more often.
Yeah, we asked for a margarita. I'd be like, what tequila do you guys have? Because I don't want your.
Yeah, I normally always order the top shelf margarita, not because I want Patron, because literally that's what it's all Patron or Hornitos. Like, there's no variety of actual good tequilas, but also a lot of places it's the only one they have that's not frozen.
Juarez Tequila Gold. Nope, it's not available by me. Okay, good to know.
Are you looking to buy it?
It is a comfort level knowing it's at my. I don't need to buy it. It's like when I walk down the cereal aisle at the supermarket. I don't want to buy a lot of these cereals. I'm happy seeing Trix on the shelf. I just want to know it's still made. That's all. I didn't find Trix for 2 months, and I'm like, how can kids grow? Oh, there it is. Good. Do you want to buy? What's my friend? She goes, don't you want to buy some? I'm like, oh, hell no. I just want to know it's an option.
Bruce, we've graduated. We can afford mid-level tequila. It can be 100% tequila.
I have a mango tequila that is to die for.
The
brand is called Rock and Roll.
I was just drinking Guy Fieri and fucking Sammy Hagar's tequila. But I think we have jumped the Bruce.
I really want to flip you off right now. You have no idea.
Oh, I know.
I am resisting so hard right now. I'm laughing, folks. I'm laughing, but I ain't happy.
If you don't know,
happy. I'm kidding.
He really hates being compared to Bruce the Shark.
It's gotten better. PTSD is over. But folks, I used to work Restaurantosaurus. Now it's back. Oh, that's another thing. There's video out there. You can see Finding Nemo, the big beautiful world, whatever, that a big bright world. I might be thinking that's Shrek the musical. Don't ask where I got that time from.
Beautiful tomorrow.
But that is back. I worked Restaurantosaurus in my college program. You know what was great? Having a name tag that said Bruce. When a bunch of kids just got off fond of the musical looking to buy McDonald's burgers and chicken nuggets. Do you know what his team says is? Bruce! And what does Bruce say? Oh, lady, you are not. Nope. Bruce is, and what does Bruce say, Fisher? Oh, yeah, like the movie, right? Looking at me thinking, I'm going to be acting happy. Ha, 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 ha. Lady, I am 3 hours into my shift. I just got off of scooping French fries. Leave me alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, he worked in food, not entertainment. Don't expect him to be an actor. The biggest act you're getting is that he wants to talk to you right now.
The biggest act, this is getting me through my day. I was allowed out of the kitchen for a moment. I was allowed out of the back for a moment. Freedom! Late!
I just want to change the ketchup.
All I wanted to do that night was change the ketchup.
But on that incredible bombshell, we're the Diz Idiots. We are the idiots.
So you don't have
to be.
We'll sync
we'll
that
work
up
on that.
eventually.
We'll coordinate that.
Yeah.
We'll get it.